Shalom, it's Rabbi Weiss. You know when you go on college tours and the guide is walking backwards and telling you about all the great extracurricular offerings of that university? Inevitably, he or she will then say to you, and if you can't find what you're looking for here, start it yourself. This is the zeitgeist of our times. It's the mentality that when you see something missing, it's upon you to start it. Be the change you want to see. That's very much a mantra of our times. Prove that you are an individual. Assert yourself. Create that novelty. Be a leader. Be a rebel. These are all the messages we tell our youth. And yet, while these can be very positive models, if everyone were to act that way, we might be missing the point. And I think this week's Torah portion provides a refreshing antidote to that mentality in which we can become trapped. This week's Torah portion, Parashat Toledot, tells the story of our second patriarch, of Isaac, who often is understood by the rabbis and by modern readers as the most passive of the patriarchs. He's the one never to leave the land of Israel. He's one to whom many things simply happen. And in contrast to his father Abraham and his son Jacob, for whom we have at least 14 chapters respectively dedicated to their particular story and plight, Isaac has but one chapter, which is centrally focused on his story, and that's chapter 26, the beginning of Parashat Toledot. Now, Parashat Toledot opens by underscoring the connection between Isaac and his father Abraham. It emphasizes, in a seemingly redundant language, that Isaac is Abraham's son, and that Abraham is Isaac's father. And the rabbis, of course, ask why the seemingly redundant language, and Rashi, among others, explains that Yitzchak was made to look precisely like his father, to resemble him physically, and that this suggests certain messages as well. But then, even as the narrative develops, we see all these moments of shadowing. The first major narrative turning point happens when there's a famine in Isaac's time, and it actually says, aside from the famine in the time of Abraham. In other words, Isaac can't even have his own famine. Then the text continues to tell us the story of Isaac going over to Abimelech and having the same story basically unfold as happened to his father, where he tells Abimelech that his wife, i.e. Rivka, is his sister, and then ends up leaving with great wealth after the truth is revealed, etc. And then there's this episode where Isaac digs some wells and actually names them the same names as his father. The list goes on and on. Even God's blessing to Isaac invokes Abraham's legacy. So who is Isaac? What is Isaac's unique contribution, and why do we have this unusual passivity for a main character? And to this I would say there's something unique about Isaac from which we all can very much learn, and that is the courage to continue. The courage to say, I have the humility to look to my predecessors, and honor all of the accomplishments, all of the legacy, and incorporate that into my own being, into my own narrative. It takes tremendous wisdom, strength, and bravery to be able to say, here's something that works. I'm going to continue making it work, maybe improve it a bit, but be the custodian of our legacy, be the guardian of our tradition. As Jews, this is a centrally important message and couldn't be more urgent than today. We live in a time when there's so much obsession with novelty, with fast-paced change, and with the need to assert one's individuality, to prove oneself. Maybe there's something to be said about sharing in something so that the accomplishments of our ancestors isn't simply a flash in the pan, isn't simply some bygone anecdote, but something that lives in us and lives in the works of our hands and our hearts and our minds. This is Isaac's contribution. In continuing what has been, he proves himself truly unique, truly worthy of the mantle to which he has transitioned and which he will then pass on to his children. There's a lesson here that can be expressed in the example of music. Music is a tremendous vehicle for connection, not only in the present tense, but also connecting us with everyone who's preceded us. The idea of passing along a song is a uniquely powerful one, and I think it's no coincidence the Torah is often referred to as a shirah, as a song itself. Because in singing it, we add our own unique twist, but we're also, again, connecting and reliving so many of the moments that have preceded us and the individuals who've carried that song. So I think it's very fitting that this past weekend, for my installation, we were so honored to have Pizmon join us. And I want to give you a little taste of the songs that they helped us carry. And they sat with our different grades in the FJLC and taught each of them a song from their repertoire. And so we'll give you a little taste of that. Enjoy.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad U'Shmo. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad U'Shmo. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one.
So I hope you enjoyed. I know we had a blast, and thank you so much to everyone who made last weekend's installation such an incredible, special experience. And before I sign off and wish you all a restorative, thanks-filled Shabbat, wouldn't it be great if we had Pizmon here again? Lecha Dodi, Li Prakala, Lecha